Quatsch, klopft man doch mal.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Schillinge, jetzt hat. Schillinge nicht gefallen, Ort. Ich würde das bereuen, wir räumen ihn jetzt erstmal her.
It's locked.
Welcher Brief war das jetzt? Ist. Eigentlich extra auf Tab gedrückt. Noch. Schillinge. Wir reden.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Und das. Hab ich sogar was?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be my lucky day.
2000 Punkte, natürlich können wir ihn nicht mesmerieren.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me,
I do not...
Wo kann ich das nochmal? Okay.
did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me,
I do...
Denke ich nochmal
are
durch.
you in...
Don't...
Habe ich da irgendwas gehabt?
Who is...
She's...
You say...
Well,
Okay, nö. Habe ich alles? Persönliche Fragen? Einfach, vielleicht finden wir noch was raus.
Family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk
Ja,
about our
eben.
families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Was man anderes
How
rausfragen.
did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against
Was
your
machst
enemies.
du?
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Fertig mit öffnen Schokolade. Wenn ich dich kennen, müsstest du einfach den Staubsauger einschalten. Weg.
Occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Wir haben nichts über andere herausgefunden, leider.
Goodbye,
Schade.
Mr. Petrescu.
Alles gedingst. So, Whitechapel, Status bedenklich. Ich gucke mich trotzdem erstmal um. So. Kann ich die Tür hier aufmachen, oder? Ja, die Tür wurde aufgeschlossen. Danke. Und ich glaube auch die große in der Mitte hier. Wenn nicht schon mal schön. Die Tür wurde aufgeschlossen. Wunderbar. Habe ich nicht den direkten Weg hierher? Tschüpp. Der ist tot. So. Ja, mal ein bisschen gucken. Ja. Noch was über Dolphin ausgefunden? Ja, wir müssen nach oben, oder?
I need help. He's going into convulsions, Doctor.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy?
War hier nicht gerade irgendwas zum noch Zeug? Chilling.
This is
It's locked, all right.
For the illustrious Dr. Reed. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Sie werden die Angelegenheit vergessen. In den Band ziehen. Aussagen. Ich beende das hier jetzt. In den Band ziehen. Werden die Angelegenheit jetzt vergessen.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Stufe erhöht. Dieser Bezirk wird bald... Warum wird dieser Bezirk durch meine dadurch leiden? Ich habe sie doch nicht umgebracht. Hey, ich habe sie doch nicht umgebracht. Die ist doch noch da. Hä? Ich habe sie doch nicht umgebracht. Ich habe sie jetzt extra... Ich sage mal... Verstehe ich jetzt nicht, warum der Bezirk hier leiden wird. Das verstehe ich jetzt wirklich gerade nicht. Erstmal die Kleinen wegmachen. So. Dann noch ihmchen weg. Hm. 4000 Punkte. Es würde sich tatsächlich einmal schlafen lohnen. Und ich muss ewiger Blutuntersuchung da mal rübergehen in das Gebiet. Also nicht in das Gebiet. So und dann die nächste links. So. Hier. So. Wir machen mal schnell. Wir gucken mal schnell. Das Blut untersuchen. An der Werkbank. Zu analysieren. Ich dachte, das Blut zum Analysieren. Da habe ich kein Blut zum Analysieren. Okay. Hab kein Blut zum Analysieren. Ach, da muss ich ja erst an die Laborwerkbank in Ding gehen. In der Stadt. Im Krankenhaus. Das geht ja nicht an der normalen. Ja, dann werde ich Kopfschmerzen kriegen, schätze ich. Jetzt haben wir es auch durchs Blut gekriegt. Die nächste Heilung. Stufe. Bei Jabel bedenklich. Warte, so rum und dann rechts. Genau, hier rum. So. Gegner hier sind weg. Noch. Weil Bayern noch nicht pennen. Obwohl 4000 Punkte schon verlockend sind. Muss ich ehrlich sagen. So.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Warte, was? Ach, hier. Aber hier komme ich halt nicht drüber. Oder?
Kill it, boy! It's a bloody crime!
Alter. Kurz das Blutbank vollsaugen. So. So, Hammer. Haben wir. Aber die waren jetzt unerwartet. Wo gehen wir Krankenhaus? Weiter. Die waren jetzt mal komplett unerwartet, Alter. Null damit gerechnet. Bei Bosse. Ein Brock Hospital. Upp. Ui. Kann ich die Probe nicht anrüsten? Hm?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Kann ich nicht. Das ist doof. Vielleicht muss ich erstmal mit Lady Ash reden. So. Aber die Ausdauer dann.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
Mhm.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scar?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Warte mal kurz. So, bin ich wieder. Was ist mit uns? Ich höre
I've
euch
been
gar
away
nicht.
from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Oh, fürchten Sie es?
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Mhm.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Mhm.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Jetzt kann ich's analysieren.
I met him in New York once.
If only there were more of us.
So. Jetzt kann ich das. Ja, geht doch. Jetzt habe ich es auch als Mission. Ich weiß nicht, ich würde ja gern. Er hat jetzt aktuell nur Kopfschmerzen. Vielleicht kriegen wir ja was dafür. Hier. Sie kenne ich nicht, sonst haben wir, weiß ich nicht, wo sie ist, oder komme ich nicht ran, haben wir sonst haben wir alle geheilt. Hier haben wir alle geheilt, bis auf die Gedehne und die Erkältung hier. Wo er sonst irgendwo sich gerade rumtreibt. Aber Erkältung wäre nicht das Problem. Tatsächlich. Bei 4800 Punkten würde ich schon fast sagen, lohnt sich mal kurz zumindest mal hinzulegen. Und mal die... Jetzt kann ich analysieren. Ich habe nur es ist nur ein Ausdauerserum. Kann Kopfschmerzen immer noch. Gut, das ist blöd. Ich dachte, vielleicht kriege ich das jetzt.
Was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Ja, okay, dann Quatsch. Das war... Wir sind schon Kapitel 3. Familiengeschichte. War mir über die Vampyr... muss nur mit Swansea reden. So. Wir haben vorhin irgendwo die Bandstufe erhöht gekriegt. Das heißt, wir werden Bandspitz. Das heißt, zum Beispiel ihm, gut, ihmchen hier könnte man sowieso Crox. Ihm nicht. Das Pärchen könnten wir wegmachen. Zum Beispiel. Das Pärchen nicht. ihn könnte man sowieso die ganze Zeit wegmachen. Noch nicht. Ihn nicht. Ihn könnten wir. Da wird er aber fehlt aber auch. Hier fehlt noch was. Gott. Beide 3. Weiß aber nicht, ob ich möchte. Die sind die einzigen, die gerade fertig sind. Der anderen fehlt eigentlich immer überall, dass irgendein Hinweis fehlt. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir den noch finden werden. Aber wir haben ja auch noch ein paar Missionchen offen hier. Also hier haben wir bei hier haben wir das da. Der Fehlstand von Britman müssen wir auch noch. Hier haben wir eigentlich alles noch. Und das dritte Gebiet haben wir noch gar nicht. Das hier. Aber stabil anscheinend.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Wohne Marys Bestattung bei. So. Wir haben jetzt knapp 5000 Punkte. Gehabt. Stonebridge. Ich würde die 5000 Punkte gerne einlösen. Gucken, was passiert mit den Gebieten. Ich glaube, wird stärker. Kostet mir aber 2000 Punkte. Aber ich würde gern eher so Richtung Körper erstmal gehen. Das sind jetzt 600 Punkte. Die tun mir noch nicht weh. Zweimal auf den Körper. Danach sind wir bei 1000. Jetzt zweimal auf den Körper. Hier gar nicht weitergehen. Dann Ausdauer ist auch so ein schwieriges Thema gerade bei mir. Oft so ein bisschen. so, ich glaube, das ist auch ganz gut. So. Blutaufnahme während du bist im Kampf. Wenn du auch nicht weiter bist, würde ich auch gerne hier mal heilen. Nochmal 600 Punkte. Und Schaden. 600 Punkte. Habe ich noch genau 2 Mal, wo ich einsetzen kann. Entweder Blutkapazität und ja doch Blutkapazität und einmal mehr Blut aufnehmen beim Biss. So, dann haben wir unsere Punkte nämlich ziemlich gut durchgesetzt oder verbraucht. Vermisstenfälle in Whitechapel. Wer ist vermisst? Was? Polizei, oder? Aber ja. Wer ist verschwunden? Wer ist verschwunden in Whitechapel? Ist sie? Ach, Dorothy Crane wird vermisst. Die ist weg jetzt? Oh. Ich habe die Stütze entfernt. Aus dem Gebiet. Okay, wir fangen einfach mal hier an. Die sind geheilt. Das Gebiet ist... Oh, sogar auf gesund hoch. Deine Taten haben der Wirtschaft im Bezirk verändert. Die Preise der Händler in diesem Bezirk können geändert haben. Oh, geil. Also hier, das ist gesund geworden. Die Dog. Es bleibt hier, weil ihn kriegen wir nicht. Hier haben wir die Stütze entfernt. Gut, das war eh die ganze Zeit bedenklich. Das Gebiet, leider. Und hier hat sich nichts verändert. Gut, hier waren wir auch nicht. Hier ist was Böses passiert, leider. Hier ist nicht cool. Aber wir haben 2 gesunde Gebiete. Das ist schon mal viel wert. Das ist schon viel, viel wert. Wir hätten sie anscheinend dann nicht bannen dürfen. Wir hätten sie einfach sagen, hey, ich schmeiß dich aus dem Krankenhaus raus. Oder auslutschen. Weil sie ist ja trotzdem Stütze. Hat ja trotzdem bestimmt ziemlich viele Punkte gemacht. Aber vermisst. Das heißt, sie ist nicht tot. Die Frage ist, taucht sie wieder auf? Taucht sie nicht wieder auf? Weiß ich nicht. Ereignis. Ja, dann... Ah, vielleicht... Dr. Swansea, neuer Dialog verfügbar. Okay. Okay. Wir gehen mal zu Swansea, weil da ist ein neuer Dialog verfügbar.
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East?
Ich hab schon Schwester-Ding gesehen.
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Priwen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game. She's lucky Lady Ashbury abhors violence.
We'll talk later.
War das das? Ja, das war das. Hier hinten ist ein Ereignis. Wollen wir da hingehen? Ein Ereignis? Schon, oder? Da gehen wir nochmal hin. Also das Ereignis würde ich mir noch angucken. Definitiv. Das heißt, ich springe da hinten wieder runter. Nächstes müssen wir eh auf Friedhof.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary,
Der wird
I
umgebracht.
can't forgive myself.
Oh, ja,
I'll find the truth about what happened to us.
bedenklich. Hier hinten. Wir gucken, vielleicht kann ich mit der Mission da irgendwas kann ich da irgendwas reißen, irgendwas machen. Wir sind Stufe 14. Die Gegner hier interessieren mich nicht. Wieso ist hier nicht? Respawnen nicht normalerweise? Wachen, wenn man schläft? Warum ist respawned? Das gehört mir gerade irgendwie nicht. Das sind die Respawns. Whitechapel bedenklich. Also. Alter. So. So, dann rechts, dann nach links, oder? Rechts und hier nach links. Hier. Wenn ich rechts bin. Hier? Nee. Hier in dem Haus drin? Schaut so aus. Dorothy. Ah, guck mal, Dorothy Cranes Apotheke. Hier ist was passiert. So, ich sehe sie hier, die Skulls und alles. Ich muss aber mal die Händler abgucken, ob sie vielleicht mal irgendwo einen krasseren Flock haben noch. Ich häng, Alter. Das nervt mich. Also einmal das Geschrei hier oben gefällt mir gerade gar nicht. Zack. Nein. Zack. Nicht, dass sie ins Skull oder so geworden. Erfahrungspunkte.
I cannot enter.
Naja, wenigstens kriegen wir ein bisschen das zurück gerade. Was wir verloren haben durch die falsche Entscheidung. Sie einfach kriegen sollen. Ich habe mir gedacht, vielleicht ist es gut, wenn ich ihr nur so sage, ja, ist nicht gekündigt und was weiß ich. Aber jetzt ist Dorothy hier tot. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob tot schlimmer ist als vermisst. Aber ich glaube wird er auch vermisst? Nein,
I
oder?
can't believe I'm doing this.
Nein. Wo ist er? Wo ist er hin? Ach, der ist da vorne. Was Migräne? Gegen Migräne habe ich nichts, ne? Kopfschmerzen. Gegen normale Kopfschmerzen habe ich. Habe ich nicht? Hier, ihm. Guck mal, jetzt kann ich nicht auch mit ihm reden. Warum lädt das?
Good evening, sir.
Boah,
Do you remember
ich hätte schon gedacht, bis
You're
jetzt.
here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed, Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Mhm.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
Und welche rausgegeben habe, Vogel? Bist aber auch nur nicht wirklich was wert.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't approve of your actions, but I know very little about this borough other than its reputation. There are always necessary evils.
A necessary evil. That's one way to think about it. Knew you had more smarts than all these immigrants.
What help could I possibly be to your
Nicht
business?
beurteilen.
That's simple.
Immer
I
schlecht.
already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborous shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
Denken Sie immer noch an
You
Angriff?
seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages. Absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
Fehlt immer noch was. Okay.
Bye, Mr. Bates.
Warte mal. Darius ist hier hinten. Ich will tatsächlich Darius mal anquatschen. Wo ist er? Hier ist er.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
I regret it too. I wish she'd continued working at the Pembroke Hospital. She was a good nurse.
So you put an end to the operation. Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she did not even recognize me. Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Tell me...
I do not...
What do you plan to do now that Nurse Crane is gone?
I'm not sure. Strange men came to see me after Dorothea's death, with strange weapons and very odd stories.
What kind of stories?
Stories all Romanian children know. It was as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr. Doctor. Vampires.
Mhm.
You believe them? Aren't you too old to hold a weapon or listen to scary stories?
Yes, I am old and alone and will die soon, but if these stories are true, maybe I have found myself another cause.
Are you living on the streets, Mr. Petrescu?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe behind walls are blind.
What about your house?
My house is always open to any poor soul needing a roof. All my work here is lost now that Dorothea is gone, thanks to you.
Why are you so aggressive?
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my door to you, sir. I'd like to punch you right on your chops.
Also er gibt uns die Schuld, dass sie tot ist. Oder dass sie so ist, wie sie ist. Okay.
Have you...
It seems her dispensary is...
I'd like to...
Einfach mal gucken, was sie so ein bisschen hat. Opium hier. Nicht wirklich irgendwas Besonderes.
Good eve.
Einfach mal so. Und da habe ich nichts Neues. Und da habe ich nichts Neues, weil wir jetzt hier ein bisschen unterwegs waren. Hab die ein bisschen ignoriert. War das nicht irgendwo hier hinten? Der hat Migräne. So.
Good evening.
Ich hab eigentlich überall nichts Neues mehr.
Not recently. A gun?
So.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
How are...
I'm not your...
Einfach mal schauen, ob wir noch mal Hinweise jetzt so rausgefunden haben, vielleicht.
Have you heard...
Never heard of her.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Schaut aber nicht so aus. Also keine neuen Hinweise für uns. So. Müsst ihr nicht irgendwo die Stadt kommen? Achso, ich laufe gerade aus Whitechapel raus. So. Hier muss ich durch, oder? Hier ist das. Genau, und dann hier, glaube ich, links. Ja. Den Poller erkenne ich. Au. Da steht der Sohn. So, dann würde ich jetzt aber sagen. Wir haben jetzt nicht wirklich... Doch, ich wollte noch mal schauen, ob er jetzt einen neuen Vlog hat. Also. So, nö. Da haben wir auch keine neuen Hinweise gerade. Okay, da haben wir überall eigentlich keine neuen Hinweise. Aber ich will zu ihm, ob der, aber eh schon bei ihm sind, können wir mal durchquatschen. Oh, hier, da, guck mal.
Joe Peterson. He is the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
So, über Harrys Gesundheit.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Do you have any new...
It appears those who dare to get healthcare from that bitch are never seen again. Something fishy going on there, for sure.
Right then.
Also gut, er hat sowas. Das könnte ich kaufen. Ja, das auch. Aber hier kann ich auch keine Waffen oder so kaufen. Was natürlich blöd ist. Ich hätte halt gerne mal irgendwo einen Flock wieder. Oder einen, den ich vielleicht auch upgraden kann. Könnte ich höchstens hier? Ja, pass auf, wir machen das jetzt ganz einfach. Ich schieße mich jetzt hier in den Unterschlupf drauf. Und wir machen dann morgen Samstag. Tendenziell eher Samstag. Morgen weiß. Aber voraussichtlich erst Samstag. Weiter. Ich glaube, wir sind wieder gut gekommen. Sind jetzt auch auf Level 14. Nochmal 1000 Punkte übrig, aber schlafen würde jetzt keinen Sinn machen. Ich will jetzt aber hier mal schnell hergucken. Das wird unbekannt. Ja, das ist ja leider das Rezept ist unbekannt. Habe ich nicht gerade Teile eines guten Griffes gekauft? Habe ich andere Teile gekauft? Aber das kann, den Revolver kann ich upgraden noch. Jobpunkte, ja. Genau, oh, guck mal, ich habe da sogar einen Schlagstock bekommen. Aber er braucht viel Ausdauer. 15 Schocken, was das Ding auch kann. Das ist doof. Schade. Ich dachte, vielleicht habe ich noch. So, ich weiß nicht, wann der Autosave ist. Jetzt einfach mal aus dem Gewehr raus. Ich hoffe, der speichert jetzt. Oder hat schon gespeichert. Dann würde ich nämlich Schluss machen an der Stelle. Ich würde gerne ganz Whitechapel nochmal abquatschen. Am Samstag. Und ein paar Missionchen mitmachen. Das wäre noch so ein bisschen mein Wunsch. Weil wir haben hier in Whitechapel noch 2 Missionen. So, ich glaube, er hier ist wo wir ins Questgebiet rein müssen. Genau, der ist da hinten. Schau mal. Das hier wäre, warte, wo ist die Karte hier? Das ist da oben, da wo ich eigentlich gerade schon fast war. Okay. Sie hier. Das ist ja da. Sollte man auch hinkommen jetzt. Das wird man auch da, ich denke mal, relativ stark sein. Und hier weiß ich halt immer noch nicht, wie wir da hinkommen. Weil es geht ja eigentlich nur hier rum, oder? Vielleicht hier rein. Da komme ich auch nicht. So wirklich. Über die Schiffe? Irgendwie muss ich hier reinkommen. So, ich würde mal sagen, die Halle ist zu und die Tür hier ist zu. Sonst gibt es keine andere Möglichkeit. Deswegen hätte ich gesagt, das wäre der Rückweg. Das wäre so einfach, weißt du? Deswegen denke ich hier durch die Halle durch, dann hier so rum irgendwie, hier bestimmt irgendwie. Aber in die Westdocks will ich auf jeden Fall auch noch. Vielleicht gibt es auch. Hier muss ich auch irgendwie herkommen können. Schaut so begehbar aus. Aber das werden wir sehen, ha? Und das Westend hat man ja schon hier die Tür, die zu ist. Ja, ich glaube, da kommen wir auch lang nicht rein. Übrigens, die Farben von den Gebieten sind auch, wie gefährlich die sind. Hier ist es rot. Hier ist es gefährlicher als hier. Deswegen würde ich hier rumlaufen, weil wir hier rum müssen. Mit Quest. So. Ich gehe jetzt raus aus dem Spiel. Und wir sehen uns.